What if there were one simple exercise that could help you stay stronger, steadier, and more independent after 60? You don't need an expensive gym membership or a complicated workout plan. As we age, muscle strength, balance, and mobility can gradually decline, making everyday tasks like getting out of a chair, climbing stairs, or carrying groceries harder than they used to be. That's why one basic movement deserves a place in almost every senior's routine. In this video, you'll discover the exercise, why it matters after 60, how to perform it correctly, and how to make it easier or harder depending on your ability. Stay until the end, because doing the movement correctly is just as important as doing it regularly. After 60, staying strong isn't only about looking fit. Your muscles help you stand up, walk safely, climb stairs, maintain balance, and handle everyday tasks without depending on someone else. But with age, muscle strength and balance can gradually decline, especially when you spend much of the day sitting. This is why regular movement becomes so important. You don't need to perform complicated exercises to support your body. A simple movement that trains the muscles you use every day can be extremely practical. The goal is to maintain strength, stability, mobility, and confidence as you get older. One of the biggest mistakes is waiting until you feel weak before starting. Exercise works best as a habit you maintain before a major loss of strength occurs. Even if you're already active, there may be one basic movement worth making a regular part of your routine. But there is an important point. The right exercise is only helpful when you perform it safely. Your fitness level, balance, joint health, and medical conditions all matter. So don't focus on doing as many repetitions as possible. Focus first on good technique and controlled movement. So why is this one movement worth paying attention to after 60? Because it trains something you use every day, the ability to stand up and control your body. Strength isn't just about lifting weights. It's about getting out of a chair, climbing stairs, getting out of bed, carrying groceries, and moving around your home without constantly needing support. As you age, lower body strength can gradually decline. You may not notice it immediately. Perhaps you start pushing off the chair with your hands, avoiding stairs, walking less, or feeling less stable when changing direction. These small changes can eventually affect your confidence and independence. That's why the chair stand exercise is so practical for many older adults. You sit on a sturdy chair, stand up under control, and then slowly sit back down. The movement works important muscles in your legs and hips, while also challenging coordination and balance. You don't need a gym or expensive equipment. A stable chair is enough. If standing is difficult, you can begin by using your hands for assistance. As you become stronger, you can gradually rely less on your hands or increase the number of controlled repetitions. But don't rush the movement. The goal isn't to stand up as fast as possible. Keep your feet firmly positioned, lean slightly forward, push through your legs to stand, then lower yourself slowly back toward the chair. That controlled lowering is important because your muscles are working in both directions. This exercise can also reveal changes in your functional strength. If you suddenly find it much harder to stand from a chair, need significantly more assistance, or feel unusually weak or unsteady, don't simply ignore the change. And remember, this isn't suitable in exactly the same way for everyone. If you have severe joint pain, significant balance problems, recent surgery, or another condition that makes standing unsafe, get appropriate professional guidance first. The goal isn't to see how many repetitions you can complete. It's to build the strength and control you need for everyday life. Now let's go through exactly how to perform the chair stand exercise safely. Start with a sturdy chair on a flat surface. Avoid chairs that roll, slide, or have wheels. Sit near the front of the chair with your feet about hip-width apart and firmly on the floor. Lean your upper body slightly forward while keeping your back controlled. Push through your feet and use your legs to stand. Once you're upright, pause for a moment and make sure you are balanced. Then bend your knees and slowly lower yourself back toward the chair. Don't simply drop into the seat. That controlled lowering is an important part of the exercise because your muscles are working as you sit down as well as when you stand. If you're a beginner or standing without support feels difficult, use your hands. You can push gently from the chair's armrests or use another stable support. There is no prize for doing the exercise without assistance. The goal is safe, controlled movement. As your strength improves, you can gradually reduce how much you rely on your hands. For many seniors, starting with 5 controlled repetitions is reasonable. Rest afterward and notice how you feel. If the exercise feels comfortable and your technique remains steady, You can gradually increase the number over time. You don't need to perform dozens of repetitions every day. Good form and consistency are more important than chasing a high number. Pay attention to your knees and feet. Keep your feet planted and try to keep your knees generally aligned with your feet, rather than allowing them to collapse inward. Move smoothly, breathe normally, and avoid holding your breath. Don't swing your upper body aggressively to create momentum. The purpose is to train your muscles, not to see how quickly you can get out of the chair. You can also adjust the difficulty. If a low chair makes standing too difficult, begin with a higher stable seat. If you're already stronger, gradually add repetitions while maintaining good control. You don't need weights to benefit from this movement. Extra resistance should only be considered when the basic exercise feels easy and your technique is reliable. Balance is another important part of safety. After standing, don't immediately turn or walk away if you feel unsteady. Pause, establish your balance, and then take your next step. If you have significant balance problems, perform the movement near a sturdy counter or another safe support. If you're unsure whether this exercise is appropriate for you, especially after surgery or with a significant medical condition, get guidance from a qualified professional. Also learn the difference between normal effort and warning symptoms. Feeling your leg muscles work or becoming mildly tired can be expected, but stop if you develop chest pain, severe shortness of breath, fainting, unusual dizziness, or sudden weakness. Don't try to push through those symptoms. If you have significant or worsening knee or hip pain, that also deserves attention rather than simply forcing more repetitions. One easy way to make chair stands part of your life is to connect them with a daily routine you already follow. You could do controlled repetitions after getting dressed or before breakfast. The timing matters less than making the habit regular. The best way to make chair stands useful is to turn them into a simple daily habit rather than a difficult workout. Start at a level you can perform safely and focus on controlled movement. If 5 repetitions feel challenging, stay there until they become easier. If they feel comfortable, you can gradually add a few more repetitions while keeping your technique steady. You don't need to perform the exercise many times throughout the day. A short session can be enough to begin. You might do it once in the morning and, if appropriate for your ability, repeat it later. The important thing is consistency. Your muscles respond to regular practice, and over time you may notice that standing from a chair, climbing stairs, or getting up from the bed feels easier. As you become stronger, progression should be gradual. First improve your technique, then increase repetitions, and only later consider making the movement more challenging. Never sacrifice control simply to reach a higher number. If your knees, hips, or back become painful, stop and reassess rather than forcing the movement. You should also remember that chair stands are only one part of healthy aging. Walking, balance exercises, appropriate strength training, nutritious food, good sleep, and regular medical care all contribute to staying active and independent after 60. Most importantly, don't compare yourself with another person. One senior may be able to perform 20 repetitions easily, while another may need to use their hands for 5. Both can be making progress. Your goal is to improve your own strength and confidence safely. Start with what you can do today, repeat it consistently, and gradually build from there. A few controlled repetitions may seem small, but maintaining the ability to stand safely and independently is a skill worth protecting as you get older. Small progress can matter over time. If you're over 60, don't wait until you feel weak to start protecting your strength. Try a few safe chair stands tomorrow and focus on slow, controlled movement rather than rushing through repetitions. Tell me in the comments, can you stand up from a chair without using your hands? Your answer may encourage another senior to start working on their strength and balance. If this video helped you, subscribe for more practical senior health tips and share it with someone who wants to stay active and independent. Remember, you don't need a complicated workout. Small, consistent efforts can help you maintain the strength you use every day. Start with what feels safe for you, build gradually, and keep moving. Your future mobility is worth protecting as you age. Keep moving forward.